Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Speak Your Peace. I am Ronnie Q, your host. Today I'm going to talk about something a little more somber, a little more serious, and well, most of the time I'm very serious, but I'm going to break away from something a little bit more depth filled. The subject matter I want to cover today is two things: regret and expectations. Ever notice how when someone expects you to do a certain thing, or act a certain way, or live a certain way, or move to their type of ideal or ideology, how they chastise you for choosing your own emotional well-being, your mental health, and your own, self-preservation. Um, I'm not saying that it's okay to ignore and put people behind you and put things behind you, but sometimes it's okay to be selfish with yourself, especially if it's not beneficial to anyone else, that you are not in the right state of mind to be a sustainable type of benefit for them. I think the reality is that we have our expectations set so high sometimes that when people don't meet them, the first thing we do is we become sometimes over exaggerated in our ideals, that we expect them to move in the way that we want them to move, and we expect them to be the way they want to be and think the way that we think, and it's okay to chastise them for trying to live up to those expectations. And then regrettably, we feel bad, we hurt, and we feel so you know you know as far as, like, we feel like we can't do enough, or we're not good enough, or we can't do enough, and then we end up playing catch up. The same way that someone tells you that that, oh, you should do this and this, because this is what you're supposed to do, this is how you're supposed to act, this is what you're supposed to say, this is how you're supposed to move. When you don't do that, a lot of times people start to resent the fact that you're not moving in the realm of their existence instead of your own. And I think that when we set expectations so high that none of them can be met, and then regrettably it goes so far beyond what it should be, we end up with a whole dichotomy of hesitation to contact one another, hesitation to speak to one another, hesitation to involve one another in anything. And then the finger pointing starts. Oh, you should have did this. Oh, you should have did that. And bringing up, past mistakes over and over and over, beating the whole situation to the ground. I'm not saying no one should forget about what happened then, but at least formulate a plan so that things can evolve into something better for now. Instead of constantly telling someone, you know what, you were wrong, A, B, C, in this time, and you did this. Look, I understand that, but here's the thing. The blame game and finger pointing can get you only so far. The overall consensus of this is your fault on a constant basis gets you only so far. Think about this for a second. Yes, that person was a catalyst for what you went through, but ultimately the decision to be the way you are and think the way you do is all on you. You can't circumvent your decisions in your life because of something that overall, yes, psychologically affected you, yes, but those decisions after that are all yours. You can't just have blame and zero accountability. And that's a reality that I live with every decision that I've made. I've never once tried to hide from that. I regret a lot of things, and I carry that weight with me, and I move through life trying to fix everything that I didn't do before. So I want to be greater at what the present is, but I don't want to stay stuck in the past. And a lot of times we all sit in that comfortable anger, resentment, disgust, and overall just animosity. We sit there because that's our comfortable space. That's where we're comfortable. To go beyond that, that would mean forgiveness. The problem is we can say a lot, but we don't forgive a lot. I'm not saying some of the things that I've done through life can't be so harsh. They can be to the point of just you can't just get past it. Some things you just can't forgive. I get that. But you can't move through life with that same weight on your shoulders constantly because you'll stay stagnant. You can't evolve. You can't move past that because that's all you're going to see. And if that's all you're going to see a person as, how can you have a functional relationship with anyone if all you're ever doing is picking up your blame book? I blame you that I didn't proceed in this. I blame you that I didn't achieve this. I blame you that I didn't achieve that. I blame you that this didn't work out. I blame you this and that didn't work out. Ultimately, that, like I said, can only move you forward in life so far. If we can't begin to evolve past our own mistakes, we all make them. Nobody is infallible. No one. Myself included. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't claim to be exact. I don't claim to be the top tier understandable mindset of regret and everything else. I just know that I have some and those weigh on me. But the way I do things is that I sit and I use my words and everything that I go through as cathartic. They're all cathartic for me. Sorry about that. I just make sure that I can find a way to adjust my life so that I can apologize and I can move forward with trying to rebuild. I don't hold on to too much animosity. I don't hold on to too much blame game. I don't do that. Because my mistakes are my mistakes. And I think that we tend to make the easier choice. It's easier to blame someone about how life has treated us and how things have gone and how relationships have broke down and how connections have been broken because it's easier to do. Instead of looking inward and realizing that, hey, I don't have to do this. I can always take it as it is, understand it, learn from it, build on it, and try to evolve past it. The problem is we get complacent with our blame. And I'm not minimizing anything that anyone goes through, regardless of what it may be. But sometimes we need to really take a step back and realize that regrets and everything else can bog us down and leave us trapped in a space we can't get out of. Because that's all we have left. Using it as a crutch. We need to wake up from that old reality that, forgiving is a problem and that forgetting is an issue. We just need to understand that. This has been Ronnie Q. Speak your peace. Like, subscribe. Hit me up on TikTok as well under Divinity Poet. Peace.